Let's say you're sitting in class and the person next to you is constantly tapping your pen. Your attention is immediately taken away from the professor and all you can think about is the tapping sound. If you've been in a situation like this, then you probably know it is very annoying. We all have bad habits, whether they are good habits or bad habits. I know I have a few habits as well. So I have done some research to inform myself and others of some ways to get rid of bad habits. So what exactly is a bad habit? According to psychologist Tim Wysocki, a bad habit is a behavior that is repeated over and over again. Some habits are done involuntarily. The most common habits range from nail biting, knuckle cracking, gossiping, slouching, and procrastination. A lot of times we don't realize we are doing these habits, but those around us do. Some habits are consciously formed. For example, you might wash your dishes a certain way, or you might listen to music before a basketball game. These are all examples of conscious habits. Now that you know what a habit is, let's discuss how a habit is formed. A habit can develop when you're bored, and a habit can also develop, say you're at work and you're bored, so all you do is start twiddling your thumbs, and it soon becomes a habit each time you're bored. Another factor that has contributed to a bad habit is stress. Many times when people are under stress, they cope with bad habits by drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes. Some shop impulsively, and others emotionally eat. Individuals use these habits as coping devices rather than dealing with their problems in a healthy manner. Other habits can be caused by frustration. Say you're one of those people that tailgates a driver because they're driving too slow, or maybe you're someone who cusses when you're super angry. If other people start to notice your habits, or your habits are taking too much time, of your personal time and energy, then you know it's time to quit. Some bad habits, such as smoking and drinking, are harder to quit than others, but there are plenty of tips and help out there to help you quit your bad habits. As Rob Gilbert quotes, "First, we form habits, then habits form us." We must conquer our bad habits, or they will conquer us. We must also want to change in order for change to occur in ourselves. Having the willpower and wanting to change is always the first step in becoming a better you. You must never lose motivation or hope, and once you realize you have a bad habit, you can start the process of quitting. Today we will discuss how to quit the habit of being late. We all know being late is extremely important. Being punctual is extremely important in the workplace, or even to a doctor's appointment. No one wants to have to wait on someone to show up for where they're supposed to be. Let's discuss the steps we would take in order to kick this bad habit. An article from Public Spark lists 8 steps we can take to quit our bad habits. The first step, as we discussed earlier, is to identify your bad habit. So in our example, we're going to use being late. The second step is to make the habit real and conscious. So say you're late every day, you need to get a journal and jot it down so you'll realize how bad your habit of being late really is. After that, you need to determine your motivation for your bad habit. Find out the reasons you are late. It may be because you don't have confidence in yourself for being on time. less stressed out. The next step is bait and switch. When you quit your habit, you may feel like something is missing in your life, so you need to fill the habit with a void. So once you start being on time, you can use that extra time that you have at work to grab a cup of coffee and to start off your day. The next step is to commit to the 30-day plan. Most researchers agree that it takes 30 days to form a habit. So commit to being on time to work at least 15 minutes early for 30 days. The last step is to get support from family and friends. Emotional support from those who love you will really help you out in quitting your bad habit. If you have a more severe habit such as drinking or smoking, then you may need help from a professional. Now that you know how to identify a bad habit, you can start creating a better you. Remember, your mind and attitude plays a big role in how to perform. If you think you can, then you probably will. Have confidence in yourself, and your dreams will come true. Dennis Waitley says, habits begin as offhanded remarks, ideas, and images, and then layer upon layer, through practice, they grow from cobwebs into cables that shackle or strengthen our lives. We as human beings have a choice in the path of our lives. We can choose to beat bad habits and replace them with good habits. And as a result, we can be the best that we can be.